Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may He protect us both. May we both enjoy together. May we both exert together. May our studies become brilliant. May we not become disputatious and hate each other. Om, peace, peace, peace. From the entanglements of our personality, which ties down to the world. So everybody is tied down due to some reason or the other. And because of this identification with the world, with the individual self, there is a tremendous onslaught of agitations, stress, and tensions. Wars are going on. Fighting is there. Every aspect of one's relationship is tested to the end. In such a scenario, we are discussing something which is way perhaps beyond the human conception of who is a Jeevan Muktha. So how do we reach this state of a Jeevan Muktha? Those who have studied the previous verses, who are diligent students, they can follow the line of thought of the last verse. What we did is how to achieve this state of Jeevan Muktha, free from every agitation, every problems in life. This person is in its own compartment, is in his own self. There is no division and demarcation where he says, this is it and I am no more. Completely free of everything. How to reach that state? Scriptures are to be studied. I am just summarizing the previous verse. Scriptures are to be studied. Whatever be your scripture, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which queue you are. It's like a railway ticket queue or a plane. You're standing in one queue and you suddenly see the other queue is going very fast. No need to jump, it will come. So you don't need to jump into different religions saying that religion is better and this religion is better. Religion, all are good, provided the person who is teaching, the person who is trying to guide a generation is genuine about his or her effort of what needs to be done. If any teacher worth the name, worth the salt, thinks that what is needed is education of the masses, not fighting against this religion versus that and this ideology versus that, Each and everybody should live peacefully, and this is the mantra, and that's my aim in life, says the teacher, says the guru. Then that person dedicates his or her whole life towards propagation of correct knowledge, which guides a student towards the right path. And what is the right path? So you need to have a Satguru, a guru who teaches you the right things in the right way with a lot of patience. We have done a lot of qualifications of the teacher as well as a student beforehand. So scriptures are there. Scriptures to be interpreted properly and understood properly should be there by the student. When the student understands the scriptures, then he or she, whoever it is, sees the world in a different way. Their technique of seeing changes. They are seeing only divinity permeating in all beings. Divinity is exposed everywhere. Now, this is a very, very common statement in the Granthas, where it says that wherever you look, it should be divine. You are only looking at divinity. Now, this concept has created more misunderstanding than understanding, because you are supposed to see divinity in good things. People have started seeing divinity in wrong people. So they say that no, this person must be doing wrong, therefore maybe divinity has come in. And there's no divinity. I can't see any divinity here, but he is good. He is good. So chalega, doesn't matter. People have started justifying characters like Duryodhana of how good he was, Karna, how good he was, Dushasan was also good. They have started justifying it. So the idea of a spiritual aspirant is start seeing divinity first in the good, and then you will know how to deal with the bad. Krishna didn't tell Arjuna that you see divinity in Duryodhana, therefore leave him as it is. No. The idea is how to tackle that manifestation of divinity which is coming through a bad person. That's a different matter. We'll do that some other time. But first, see divinity in good people. So when you see divinity everywhere, you see nature flourishing everywhere. You have no grievances with anybody. And that state is the state of a Jeevan Muktha. You reach that state of Jeevan Muktha. Really, yes, you reach the state of Jeevan. So once I reach the state of Jeevan Muktha, what is the difference between a Jeevan Muktha and me at present? I am in the world. Supposing I do all this, I read the scriptures diligently every day, I listen to lectures which appeal to me, which improves my status as a human being. I also listen to a dedicated Sadguru, and Sadguru, as I said, is not a anagram. It's not a name. It is just a teacher who teaches the right values and right things in the world. So such a person, and I am trying to see divinity everywhere, and I've started seeing divinity everywhere. Everywhere people are having fun in whatever way they think fun is. Basically, they are innocent people committing mistakes here and there, but otherwise divinity is splashed everywhere. So what is the difference now between what I was as a human being and what I am now? We go on to the next verse. This is verse 32. Then who is a Jeevan Muktha? Just as with a firm belief, one says, I am the body, I am a man, I am a Brahmin, I am a Shudra. Similarly, one who has the firm belief that I am not a Brahmin, neither a Shudra, nor a man, etc., but of the nature of Satchidananda, of effulgent form, unattached, the formless awareness, which is the indweller in all. Thus, one such person with perfect knowledge is a Jeevan Muktha. Beautiful. What is the differentiation? Always knowledge of Vedanta flows from the known to the unknown. So what I know, only from there you can move to the unknown. So any teacher worth the salt, they will never talk from the point of view of only the state of unknown. The state of realization is very good. It is extremely peaceful, and I am in that state and I feel so nice. What was there in the previous Janma? Previous Janma I was a Buddha, and now this Janma I am more than a Buddha. I am this, I am that, and you start showing to the world how much realized you are, and talking only of the state. Omar Khayyam says this beautiful line. They talked about and about, and I went through the same door I came in. Went out of the same door I came in. They talked about and about, and I went out of the same door I came in. People talk about the state. This is beautiful. This is self-realization. This is Krishna. This is Rama. Just indulging in personalities and past. Hardly anybody tells how to go to that, how to reach that state. Therefore, how to reach? Start with the known. Start with yourself. Start with the surroundings. Start contacting your own relations. Look around people and see how you can improve any relationship. And every relationship, whatever is going on, the problem is with me. As soon as you think from this point of view that the problem is with me, it becomes easier because you can rectify the situation. The more we say the problem is with the other person, the more agitated you are going to be, because there is no rectification process of the other person. This is the way the situation is. Now, what can you do with this situation? You can't help. Situation is this. Okay, it is wrong. There is a wrong thing going on. Yes, you can't help it. Relationship, the other person is behaving in a bad manner. Yes, possible. But you can't change the world. You can't change the other person. In fact, we can't even change ourselves. We are so dependent on situations around that it's so difficult to change ourselves. Our own disciplines, if I also want to follow a particular discipline in life, type of eating, type of exercising, time to sleep, time to wake up, time for breakfast, lunch, dinner, if I time my whole day and put columns into it and say that 1 week I need to stay with this kind of discipline, maximum crosses are there rather than ticks. This is the time, 8:30, I need to have dinner. Then at that time, am I there? If it is 8:30 to 8:45, make a cross. So even if I check myself, there are crosses, not ticks. So how can I expect any change in the world? So first thing, start with the known. And what is the known? Known is this. One important thought. I have not understood the self. I have not understood what is Brahman. I have not understood what is Atman. What I have understood? This solid body. The identification with my body for me is complete. Because my body, and through my body only, I am experiencing everything around me. Therefore, the identification is body. My hand, my legs, my eyes, whole thing. I was just talking about this yesterday. Fairness screams. Just because you are a dark-skinned person. Fairness screams. Is a multi-billion-dollar industry in a country like ours, which is in a tropical range. It's a tropical climate. Sun is right there up. It's a beautiful skin, but we don't see the beautiful skin. I want fair one. The dark skinned person wants to become fair. The fair skinned person is sitting by the side of the swimming pool with tin plates around his head and body to make it darker. I'm completely identified with my body. Whatever happens to my body happens to me. So complete identification. Because we are all sure about I am the body. Why? You don't need a grantha to say that. If my body pains, it pains. I am in pain, not my body is in pain. It is I am in pain. My hand is paining. You don't say that. You say hand is paining, sir. Shoulder is paining. Whose shoulder? My shoulder. So the possessor and the possession needs to be separated. But we are identified and the possessor has become the possession. And that's the problem. So my body, I am the body, I am a man, body consciousness, compartmentalized. I am a man, I am a woman, I am a child, I am neither a man nor a woman, different categories, and put sections into that. Nothing right and wrong about it. We have compartmentalized everything. Since I have not understood I am Brahman, through ignorance, I am seeing the world in a different way. And when ignorance comes, it consolidates and solidifies to such a level that I refuse to see beyond that. I sit and suffer in ignorance, but I will not ask a knowledgeable person, am I in the right path? Therefore, more questions are welcome. Every time I keep on saying, at least to judge, a spiritual student should judge, am I in the right path? It's a true story. One of the persons who used to come to the classes, daughter got married and he invited us. We never go usually, but then this person was very close, regular in the classes. The whole family was there. So we went to the daughter's marriage and he says, yes, sir, my daughter got married and this is a particular boy in the engagement, and we went there and it's a huge hotel they have booked. It's really great amount of money they have. So huge hotel booked and the boy is very good looking and a very reputed family from wherever he is staying. And the daughter was dancing and everything was going great, the typical marriage situation. I just asked that man, how did you select this boy? Your selection for this boy so that he can keep my daughter happy. He said, sir, they have got a huge house. They have got 3 cars. Big ones, not small ones, big ones. They have got around 3 servants in the house. One comes temporary, the other 3 are permanent. So I'm telling only the 3 servants. Food is taken care of, living is taken care of, and the whole state knows them very well. They are very, very reputed. Great amount of money. It's a huge house. It's literally like a palace. So my daughter will be happy. It was not a question. It was not an inquiry. It was a statement. So I said, fair enough. And it happened. The marriage broke down because they did not see whether the personality of the girl and the boy is compatible. They were not together. It was only as the family suggested, and the marriage had to break down because the girl was very, very uncomfortable in that family. When the marriage broke down very badly, the girl somehow recovered after 3 years, 4 years, and got married again. Nothing wrong in that. Got married again. Very happy. Again, I asked that man, the father, so how did you select the boy? And the man shockingly said, sir, he has a big house. He's got a great profession. He's got cars, he's got drivers, he's got servants. And house mein, ghar mein zyada ladies nahi hai. Just a mother-in-law, but she is very old. Man is there, the father is there, father-in-law and husband, that's all. It's a small family, but they are very, very nice, and all the Asho Aram, all the standard of living is very nice, huge house. Again, living in ignorance. Same thing. I will allow my daughter to get married to only that kind of, it doesn't matter what is the potential of the boy. Is he able to keep my daughter happy? So, as soon as you start studying the character of the person, you have understood life. We see only ignorance, and in ignorance, we take decisions. I am the body, I am a man, and when I say I am a man, especially in our country, we bifurcate that also. So, I am a Brahmin. I am a Brahmin. I have studied so much jnanam, so much knowledge I have of the scriptures. I will tell you how to live a life. So the Brahmin is wearing a particular cloth. He's got typical, ashes around his forehead, explaining things to everybody. And I am Brahmin. I am an upper caste. I am a Shudra, lower caste. So basically, sir, I belong to the lower caste, and we have gone through a lot of struggles and we are fighting. We need certain reservations. The upper caste is saying all the reservations are given to the lower caste. They are being supported. We are never been supported. We also want to get some reservations. We want the support of the society. So the whole society is divided into upper caste, lower caste. Brahmins, I am a Brahmin, I am a Shudra. And these are the limitations. When you reach the state of Jeevan Muktha, you don't need to be reaching the state of Jeevan Muktha. You will reach automatically. The thought of I am this and I am that disappears. It just disappears. There is no more compartmentalization of my own personality. I understand completely. What do you understand? When I have not understood Brahman as Brahman, there is some kind of a delusion, some kind of an ignorance because I don't know the reality. Then I have assumed a personality, and that personality is bifurcated into three temperaments, three gunas: sattva, rajas and tamas. We have done this, therefore I'm not going into the detail of it. I'm just running through it. In ignorance, when I don't know who I am, I misunderstand myself to be a combination of these three temperaments: sattva, rajas and tamas. Sattva, dynamism and peace. Rajas, running around, dynamism but passionate. And every time the thought is, I have this, I want that. I have this, I want that. It's always like that. The mind of a Rajasic person will never understand a problem because it has got a tendency to stand under a problem. You have the 10th one, he wants the 11th one. This is the Rajasic mind. Tamas, laziness, inertia, not bothered about whatever action gets its consequences. Not bothered about consequences at all. They will destroy themselves also. They can destroy others also. Tamasic, not bothered about anything. Inertia, no action, and even if action is there, they are really not bothered about the consequences. I am made a combination of these three. In every human being, since I am made of these three temperaments, sattva, rajas and tamas, in different proportions, and name of these proportions are given thus. So when sattvic proportion is more, the person is more of a thinking type. He or she is learning more, trying to understand the world through scriptures, through different books, gaining knowledge. He has understood relatively what life is. Therefore, relatively that person is happy. Since relatively that person is happy, other people who are agitated and sitting and crying that this has happened in my life, this person naturally feels a tie with everyone to say, listen, this kind of knowledge is important for everybody's life, which will make you more peaceful than what you are. All the diseases will disappear. You will not complain of aches and pains throughout your life. And throughout your life, you will be very happy. That's a guarantee. Please study the Bhagavad Gita. Please study the Ramayana in the proper way. So this person wants to educate everybody from the age of 6 to the age of 90 or more. Doesn't matter what age you are, but you can always be more happier than what you are. So stop connecting yourself with the society's pressures. They are not pressure. They are not there. You are seeing it, therefore it's there. So he teaches a technique of how to remain peaceful and happy. Such a person who is knowledgeable, who is basically happy wherever he is contented, and he wants to teach others also how to be happy, is named as a Brahmin. So a Brahmin is not a one where the household is a Brahmin and a Brahmin is by birth. Never. Always, Brahmin is by deeds. So when sattva content is more, that person is categorized as a Brahmin. When rajasic content is more, sattva becomes a little less, then that person basically wants to do things, act in the society. Therefore, he has to be taught, don't get involved in small fights here and there. Fight for your country. Fight for the country doesn't mean take weapons and run. Educate everybody in whatever way you are, whatever good you are. So if you are good in weaponry, teach others how to wield weapons. If you are good in stitching, teach others how to stitch. If you're good, so everywhere keep on teaching. So a rajasic person, when the rajas has become more, that person was termed as Kshatriya. When the rajas and tamas increased simultaneously, sattva went further down, that person was basically a little selfish and focused on how should I earn. The focus and the thought of that person is, what do I get? If I do this, what will I get? Every time the focus is what will I get, mera fayda kya hone wala hai? Every time the thought is that, what will I, what am I getting, what am I getting, what am I getting? Such a person is basically categorized as a Vaishya, businessman. And those who could not fall into all the three categories, they are not developed as much, are called Shudras. These are the categories. But I think caste system should not be there. Then remove the names. It really doesn't matter. Put A, B, C, D. Anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't. The people have stuck themselves with names. This kind of a system is all around the world without particular names. There are people who are educators in a particular society. There are people who want to teach others how to live. There are so many literate giants who have written great books. Martin Luther King made the statement, I have a dream. He started his talk with that. So when you start learning and reading these kinds of masters, you understand that, my God, these guys are topmost educators. And these educators, since they know how to live their life properly, they educate the Rajasic people who are running around in the world in the name of relationships and maintaining their relationships and everything else. And they start educating them that, listen, you have strength. You have an inner strength. You want to do something in the corner and you have that energy in you. Why don't you divert that energy into doing good into the society? So the educators teach these Rajasic people how to use their Kshatriya Guna for the benefit of the society. These educators teach the business people, you have earned money. Yes, your family is happy. In fact, you have money for 7 generations. Can't you provide a little bit of money and spread it in the society? So they teach the businessmen, Vaishyas, how you can help others. What does it take to educate? In this country, the girl child is hardly there. Education, I'm talking about education. Go to a particular school and there are 80 to 90% boys and hardly 10% girls. And after 10th, 11th, 12th, they drop off. Yesterday I was talking to one of the principals of that college. And she was saying, sir, between the 9th standard and the 10th standard, the 50% girls who were in 9th standard are dropping. And they are not coming for 10th. Because after all, what a girl education is supposed to do? What is the use of that education? They are supposed to sit, wash some clothes, take care. Tomorrow they get married, know how to cook, take care of the children. That's their life. Disgusting attitude. To those Vaishyas, this person, to this businessman, the educator teaches how to spread the money. Let's bring everybody up. You have money, use it. Each and every paisa needs to be used for the benefit to gain freedom from a lot of things. Lot of thoughts of this is the way you should live, this is the way it is written. No. Think from your own head. So the educator is always making other people think. He also goes to the lowest kind where they say, it doesn't matter. Khaya na, bas. I have my drink, I have my food, I am all right. To even then, the educator comes and says, listen, there is something better to do. Come on, have a target in your life. Fix a goal. It can be any goal. It really doesn't matter. It can be any goal, and towards that goal, you are moving. But there has to be a goal. There has to be a target. So it is on the bifurcation of this Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is the caste system formed. The educators, I am not calling them Brahmins. I am not calling Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Okay, I am removing that name. Educators, person who is passionate about that work, physical activity. Third, the business mentality, who are capitalists, who want to earn business. And fourth, who are basically workers. They are not educated enough or not given an opportunity for education. When this bifurcation is done, now what's happened in our country is people have put them into compartments, and Brahmins and the so-called educators, some of them ignorantly have started understanding that we are the upper caste, they are the lower caste. Therefore, that person should not drink from this person's well, this person should not come here, that person should not go there. And the worst thing is, they are all religious. They are all religious. They pray to Lord Rama. They pray to Lord Rama saying, Ramchandra ji, Rama. Great guy Rama. But they forget that Rama actually ate the bear of Shabri. Shabri, a lady from a lower caste, that's how we can put it, a forest dweller. When she came to know Rama has come, she actually picked up these berries and started biting it. And if she saw that the berries were not ripe enough, sweet enough, she would throw away. And after biting, when she saw that it was sweet, she would give it to Rama. Lakshmana was by the side and he was so angry at Shabri that what is she doing? She's actually giving jhuta bear to Rama, and Rama just ate it. Then Rama explained to Lakshmana, he said, human beings are important. Love, which is the substratum of all relationships in the world, is important. With love, if anybody gives me anything, patram pushpam phalam toyam, says Krishna. With love, if people give me one fruit, one leaf, one flower, a little bit of water, that person is my devotee. It is in our grantha. It is in our scriptures. And yet we are most immersed in this. Politics runs on caste system. People have bifurcated. We don't see humans anymore. Ram Tirtha says this. I have hardly seen any human. सब आधे मर्द हैं, आधे आधे लोग हैं. I have not seen one single full complete human. पूरा है वही मर्द जो हर हाल में खुश है, बाजार में, मैदान में, चौपाल में खुश है. गर यार की मर्जी रही, यार मीन्स गॉड. गर यार की मर्जी रही तो घर छोड़ के बैठो. घर बार अगर छुड़ा दिया है तो उसे छोड़ के बैठो. गदड़ी जो उड़ाई, गदड़ी मीन्स रैग्स फ्रॉम द स्ट्रीट्स. गदड़ी जो उड़ाई तो उसे ओढ़ के बैठो. और अगर किसी ने शॉल उड़ाया तो उस शॉल में खुश है. पूरा है वही मर्द जो हर हाल में खुश है. Now, how can this person be ever happy with so many bifurcations? So what is the sign of normal person? Normal person is tied down to all these things. They are tied down to everything. Caste, religion, man, woman. Women should not learn Sanskrit. Women should not do a particular work. Which world are we living in? They are not supposed to do this, men are supposed to do this. Still bifurcations. And a person who believes in this bifurcation is a so-called ignorant person. So who is a Jeevan Muktah? A Jeevan Muktah is one who doesn't believe in this bifurcation. I am, with the same belief, Nishchaya, I am not a man. Then who am I? Superman. I am not a human being. मैं पुरुष ही नहीं, महापुरुष. I am not a normal guy. I am a Superman. I am not a man. I am not a woman. I am not a child. I am not a teacher. I am not a student. I am not this body. I am not man, woman. I am not this physical body. I am not a Brahmin. I am not a Kshatriya. I am not a Vaishya. I am not a Shudra. I am not an educator. I am not a businessman. I am not a warrior. I am not a laborer. These are categories given to me for my particular intelligence at present. But I can shift in any category if I want to based on my intelligence. Based on my intelligence. So there are no compartments for me. Then who am I? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am the highest. That spirit functions through me. Therefore, it uses this body to communicate. It's that spirit. It's not this personality. It's not this body. It's not this mind. It's not this intellect. It's that divine spirit. And whenever that divine spirit thinks that this body should be incapable of communicating anymore because there is no more purity in this body, there is no purity in the mind, there is no more purity in the intellectual ideas and ideologies, then the main switch of that divine power will switch off. And you will go back to where you belong. I will go back to where I belong. Khatam. In an instant. It's like Krishna loves his flute. So somebody asked the flute, how come Krishna loves you more and he keeps on kissing you? Beautiful music he plays through you. What is so special about you? And the flute says, I was once full of wood inside. But you know what? I cleaned myself up. Now, like the flute, I also have 9 holes. but there is no possessive pronoun saying I am doing this. The ego is not there. Since I have emptied, Swami Ram Tirtha's quotation, okay, since I have emptied myself of myself, the divine music plays through me. Beautiful. A Jeevan Muktha is one who is not categorized into anything. Then how does this expression come? Who is the Jeevan Muktha? Self-effulgent. His nature is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat, truth. Always he is truthful to everyone. Truthful not in the sense of relationship with people. That's what people have misunderstood, that you have to speak truth to everybody, not to people who don't understand truth. Being truthful means being truthful to yourself. Like in Polonius' advice in Hamlet, the last advice which he gives, and this above all, to thine own self be truth and true, and this must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Be true to yourself. What do you want to do? No, but at present, if I do computers, no, then I will be better off than others. I'll get more in. Don't work for money. Never work for money. Work for what you love. And after a little while, money will come. Don't work for money. The money should follow you. Always pursue excellence. Never pursue monetary benefits. So, all these attitudes relate to the Jeevan Muktha. He is a free person. A guy who is always honest to yourself. And because he is honest to oneself, Sat Chit, his intelligence is pure. He stays in the world, he stays in the relationships, he interacts with everybody, but his thinking is extremely clear of what needs to be done and need not be done. Where can I do some participation and help somebody, and where I can keep myself out? Lord, give me the strength to change that which I can change. Give me the patience to go through something which I can't change, and give me the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Keep away. Chit, his intelligence is perfect, and since his intelligence is perfect, knows what to do, what not to do, he is constantly in Ananda. At present, human beings, most of us, are between these waves of dukkha and sukha. I am unhappy, I feel sad, I feel bad, I am unhappy, or I am happy. So whole life is fluctuated between this happiness, unhappy, happiness, unhappiness. And constantly it is fluctuated. Ananda is no more divisions and demarcations. It's one bliss level. I'm just happy. Happy how? Because things are all right? No, sir. No. Because things are bad. No. Then what? No, sir. My happiness is not dependent on any situation or circumstance or relationships. I am happy. Why? Because that's my nature. A flower has a utilitarian value when a lover gives a red flower to somebody, his lover, the girl or the boy. When the husband gives it to the wife or wife gives it to the husband, it has a utilitarian value. Some flowers are there, they are put under the God's feet only. That is the utilitarian value. And there are flowers in the Himalayan valleys or some jungles like that, which bloom and give fragrance not for anyone. Then why do they give fragrance? Their subtle fragrance. Because that's their nature. So I am happy. Why? Because that's my nature. Not dependent on situations around that I should be sad and happy. It doesn't keep on fluctuating. Genuinely happy. Sat Chit Ananda. That's my nature. So of the nature of Sat Chit Ananda, effulgent form, you don't need anything else to make one understand that one is self-realized. Just as from the sleep, when I wake up into the waking state of consciousness, I become the waker interacting with the waking world. Who educates me that I have become the waker? I know. I know my knowledge. I know my ignorance. Similarly, I will know one girl, she was becoming pregnant for the first time after marriage. So she went to her village for delivery, and in the village she told her mother, "Mom, I have a doubt, please, but you have to help me because I am in big trouble." He says, "Yeah, what, beta? You don't have any tension. You are pregnant now, otherwise it will carry on with the child, Child will have problems." No, it's not a tension. But if I sleep, and supposing I deliver it in my sleep, I will not know. So, Mom, can you do one favor? Please, will you wake me up? Mother laughed and said, "You don't worry, beta. When the time comes, you will wake the whole village." Similarly, when the time comes that you have realized you have become a Jeevan Muktha, you don't need to know that, "Oh my God, now I think, have I reached?" The whole world will know it. The world will celebrate. Literally, celebration will happen because you have realized you have achieved a goal of human evolution. So, self-effulgent form, unattached, doing all duties and responsibilities in the world with your best ability. Rama, living with Sita, with children, with everything. Krishna, Rukmini, Satyabhama, they are all living with their families. Vyasa, Valmiki, Atri, Agastya, most of these rishis were married. They were living with their spouses and children. You don't need to run away from anywhere. Majority of people think once you take to spirituality, you run away. No, spirituality is living with everyone and yet unattached. You are not attached to anybody. But don't tell them. The quotation which everybody should have in their head 24/7. And please, if possible, write this down. I am happy with you, but never for a moment think that my happiness is dependent on you. I am happy with you, but never for a moment think that my happiness is dependent on you. Unattached. Don't say it. You're looking at your wife or husband and saying, today we said, so I'm repeating. I look at the husband and say, I am happy with you. So he'll be very happy. Thank you. Teacher, Vedanta teacher taught that. But never for a moment think my happiness is dependent on you. Okay? Don't do all that. Okay? It's not to break up. This should be the idea which everybody should have inside their heart and continue relating with the world. Unattached. When you are unattached, you are a bigger help to everybody. So unattached, that formless awareness, which is the indweller of all, that formless awareness, the divinity which is within everything, that thus one such, not a regular person, 1 out of a million gets this kind of an awakening. This awakening is not for everybody. Majority of the people are fighting for their survival. What food to eat, how much money do I get, how many houses I build, what is my relationship, what is my idea, and I should stick to my idea and ideology. That person's idea and ideology different. Majority, 90% of the people are fighting only of these things which they see in the world for the reason for which they exist. The rare one, like Jonathan Livingston Seagull, a book by Richard Bach, where all the seagulls are quibbling and fighting about food and small pieces of fish to eat, and all of them are fighting. There is this one Jonathan Seagull which is flying above saying, is life meant for this? Fighting at every moment, killing the other person, only existing that this I should have and that I should have more. This person is having this, steal that thing from. Is this my life, or is my life something different? That rare one such with perfect knowledge, aparoksha. The word here is aparoksha jnanam. Aksha, eyes. Para aksha, other eyes. Apara aksha, no other eyes. That means my own personal experience of the reality. Such a person is a Jeevan Muktha. We'll continue with the next verse. Verse number 33. Thus, summary, with perfect knowledge of I am Brahman, one becomes free from the bondage of all karmas. The person is completely free from all karmas, because each and every karma mukta and karma bandha. Karma mukta is a Jivan Mukta. Karma mukta is a free from all karmas. He doesn't need to do anything. I need to explain this. He doesn't need to do anything. Karma bandha, he needs to do everything. There is an ego inside which keeps on saying, the ahamkar, which keeps on saying, I have to do, I have to do, I am doing, I have to do. And the more I happens, the more the person is agitated and eventually destroyed. In Hindi, this beautiful quotation is there. Zindagi bhar bakre ki tarah मैं करता रहा, इस मैं की चिहाड़ सुनकर काल का भेड़िया आया, उस भेड़िए ने आके उस बकरे को खाया, खाने के बाद उसकी जो स्किन थी वो तबले पर सजी और फिर तू बजी. Whole life I listening to this is what I have to do, this is what I have to do, I am doing this, I am doing that. The more Lord Yamraj is standing there in one corner of your room, wherever you are sitting. He is sitting on his besa, because that's his vehicle, okay, and he has a lasso in his hand, and the more he says I, the person, he is coming closer and closer. You're calling me, I'm coming, he keeps on coming closer. Zindagi bhar kaal ka bhediya, Yamraj comes and then finishes off, and then he realizes when he's about to die, oh my God, whole life I spent only in me and mine. I, me, mine. I, me, mine. That's like a table I've been repeating. Like 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 2, 16. That's how I've been repeating. Me, I, mine. This is I am doing this. This is me, this is mine. Relationships, or the money, or the assets, whole life. And then he says, my God, if only I could have made my life something, rather than focusing only in the selfish thought of me and mine. A person who's understood this before, he is not doing any karmas. They are free from, so they don't need to do anything. Now when they say they don't need to do any karma, doesn't mean they are sitting hand in hand like this and saying, I will not do anything. Not that. They can do anything. They will go to the market. They will buy the veggies. They will go to relationships. They will talk to everybody. But there is no ego, ahamkar, the doer in them. That thought of I am doing this is not there. The I am doing this is replaced by this needs to be done. Whether with me or without me, it's immaterial. Who does it is not the matter. A team should win. It doesn't matter who hits the goal or who scores the run. The team should win. The country should win. Doesn't matter who the leader is. As a country, the attitude of the country is that it should win. So every aspect, the focus, the thought is, I don't do anything. And since there is no selfish bone in this person, the Jeevan Muktha, he is honest to himself, his intelligence is perfect, and he's always happy. He doesn't want anything from the world. And when these people or this person doesn't want anything from the world, then by default, since they have to act when they are living, they will by default do everything which is good for the society. So when they say they are ridden all karmas, they have not stopped actions. Actions will be there. To put this proper physical body into repair, action should be there. They will act. But all the action will be done from the point of view of it needs to be done. The other person needs it. The situation demands it. The country needs it. And action needs to be done. And such a person is not bound by karma. Karma doesn't bind them and get into further karmas. Since I have not done anything, what are the praises for? When I have a painting, when I write a poem, when a person writes a poem, at that time the person cannot think, wow, what beautiful 3 lines I have written. No. The person has to write, and when he is writing or when he is painting or when he is talking or when he is listening or when he is singing or dancing, you have to forget yourself. 1 iota, 1 second, if a thought comes, oh my God, I am doing this, you 100% will become a failure. That thought should not be there. I am doing this. What are other people going to say? The thought should be, this needs to be done. And who am I to declare whether I need to say something or not? It is the divine spirit that functions. That gives me command, I do it. Ho gaya. So there is no doer. There is no ego. And since there is no ego to claim what action this person has done, whatever repercussions that action has, whatever results has, good or bad, this person shrugs the shoulder and says, whatever results it's, let it come, but I didn't do it, boss. मैं था ही नहीं वहां पे. I didn't do it. Some power did it through me and it needs to be done. It went, khatam, ho gaya. Otherwise, it's not there. So that attitude is, they are not karma bandha anymore. There are no desires prompting their action. I want to do. No, needs to be done. So no desires there. Whatever society is needing, need of the hour is that action is done by this person. Therefore, he or she becomes a Jeevan Muktha, free from all undertakings, free from all karma. They don't have to do anything, but they do everything. Every god in the Hindu mythology, their work profile, Shiva sitting like this in meditation in the Himalayas, Vishnu sleeping on Ananta Shayana in the ocean. Everybody, every god you look, they look so peaceful, so rested. Krishna playing around with a flute, right? They look so rested, so peaceful. But their job profile is what? Oh, I have to take care of my family, says Shiva. Shiva will say, sir, you know, I have got these 2 children, one Ganpati and Kartikeya, both of them mischievous fellows. I am trying to get and earn more money so that I can pay fees for them. Their only job profile, like a Jeevan Muktha, becomes one. What can I contribute? Till the last breath of mine, the thought will always be, what can I give? rather than what I need from the society. When such a person thinks at that highly elevated level, he is not bound by any karmas. How many karmas are there, that we'll see in the next class. Thank you very much. Hari